Reena, you grew up in Hyderabad, India. Besides your parents and sister, you lived with aunts, uncles, cousins, but you and your husband have the two kids in one house, so it's a lot different than it was where you grew up.
What benefits did you receive by living with your extended family? And what advantages have your children enjoyed growing up here?
Hi everyone, I'm Reena, and like Greg said, I came here to United States in 1996. And I grew up in a joint family. And what is a joint family? A joint family is, I lived with my uncles, aunts, grandparents, their siblings. So we had 35 people living in one house.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And when everybody in India would ask me, how are you guys living together? How are you connected? I would say we are a joint family by blood. I thought that's how I was, like a child. How are you living together? We are joined by blood. That's how we live together. It was the most endearing and cherished childhood that I could ever imagine. Truly blessed to have so many role models. I could go to my aunts if I wanted to learn or cooking. I could go to my uncles for bike riding or something else that they were good at. And it was such a different experience. They were busy, my parents were busy just eking a livelihood, but then I could run to my grandparents to listen to bedtime stories. We were never short of any, there were people around for anything and everything. And then Diwali was our festival of gifts or festival of lights, just like your Christmas. And we would get so many gifts from everybody in the family. That was like the best thing for me as a child. And I mean, I don't think and I always loved that part about my childhood, and I wanted to give that to my children here, which I truly miss.
How did you decide, or why did you decide to come to the United States, and how did you achieve that goal?
I grew up in Hyderabad, which is a city, and I studied in an English convent school where, a lot of the kids, the medium of instruction was English, and everybody and anybody had a family outside of India, and most of them were going abroad to study, to get a better life, to live a better life. And I think I always dreamt that I wanted to broaden my horizons a little bit. And I think my joint family, like I explained to you, I thought it was a great experience, and I wanted to take that experience and expand it even more, reach out to the world and learn more. So that was my whole idea growing up. And then it also meant that I could, how did I achieve that goal? Well, we were not from a well-off family. If 35 people were living under one roof, not all the parents were working in either a grocery store or a small, small business, just enough to get money to run through the monthly routine and just pay the bills. So I had to work a couple jobs to apply for my GRE and then pay those fees, and then I worked at a show floor just as after I finished my undergraduation. I couldn't get a job. India was way too competitive. For one job you would have like at least 1,000 to 2,000 applicants. So it is really hard. And then being a woman engineer, it was even harder. So I did a lot of small jobs. Then the application fee, I remember distinctly, it was like $200 for GRE, and then $100 for TOEFL. All that money, that meant that I had to teach math in a small, like high school students. I was tutoring. So I did a lot of odd jobs to support all these application fees, and then that's how I came here.
You left out the part about the train station.
Oh, yes. So that was when I got my visa, which was the F1 visa to come to do my master's here in University of Louisiana at Lafayette. When I left the hometown, Hyderabad, my parents didn't have, or I didn't have enough money to pay for the from Hyderabad to Louisiana, Lafayette. So first I had to go to Mumbai or Bombay then. So Hyderabad to Bombay, I took a train. And then all my family members came to see me off at the train station, and there were at least 50 people telling me bye. And I was like, oh my gosh, I look like a celebrity politician here. And they even garlanded me, and I was like, oh my, will I really succeed in America? I had lots of fear and trepidation, but then that added another set. Saying bye to so many people, saying bye. I was like, will I ever find my footing back in US? So I took my all fears and then boarded the train, went to Bombay, boarded a flight, and then came to New York, then boarded another plane, took a connection to Lafayette, to Baton Rouge. Then from Baton Rouge, I had some Indian Student Union person come and pick me up, and then took a 2-hour car ride to Lafayette, Louisiana. Oh my gosh. And this all took almost 48 hours.
Yeah.
There was no connection, 48 to 56 hours probably. And those days, I had to write long letters to tell people that I reached here safely. Or spend $1, or was it $2? I don't remember. We had to pay $1.75 a minute to say, we reached safely back home. Call
Wow.
back home. So, wow, that was something. You took me down the trip to memory lane. Wow, that was something.
I'll skip the question about how you got to Hamilton County, because I want to say this. We worked together as software engineers, then we became friends almost 20 years ago. Since then, our families have got to share a lot of activities, special occasions. What's that been like for you? So, question 4.
So probably I will start with when I met Greg. I was a software engineer here in, I started as a software engineer in RCA Thompson. I would write code for cable modems, and then that is something as a test equipment. And then I found a job in WaveTech or JDSU where Greg worked. And when I met him, I knew how amazing he was at writing code. And he was one of those engineers who would solve the most difficult problem in the most easiest way. And he helped the company. He has so many patents. If you don't know, just go to his study. You will see those patent plaques hanging there. So he is just an amazing engineer. I was in awe of him, and I just wanted to see if he could mentor me and help me. And he was always very, very helpful at work, helped me understand few things, and I think I couldn't have asked for a better teacher. He is just an amazing mentor, and today I look towards him as my, friend, philosopher, and guide. And I just feel very proud to have connected with him and found my footing here in Hamilton County.
So we've kept our friendship going, even though we only worked together for 4 years. We started by running a half marathon together about 12 years ago. And then we went on and we've run 4 marathons together.
Wow.
And now every few weeks we get together and we run 8 to 10 miles. And during that time we talk about things like, we talk about all kinds of things, our children, the world. So Reena, I've come to depend on your insights, perspectives to broaden my thinking. We're different in many ways, but we have so many common values. I've been surprised and delighted to see how your spiritual insights relate to my own. Can I ask how our friendship has enriched your life?
So running was just, I started running to relieve some stress in my life when I had 2 kids. I don't know, it's so hard to manage here with no support here, managing on your own, then getting to the jobs. I have to add here that we as immigrants, when we are applying through various statuses, like Becca was mentioning, I came as an F1, then I applied as an H1, and then from H1 you have to go get your I-140 approved, and then through that I-140 approved you get your green card, and then when you get your green card you wait for 5 years, and then you get your citizenship. So this is the process that I went through, and through this process I am not supposed to take off. I cannot quit working. So when I cannot quit working, can you imagine having a baby and then having 2, not 1, and then going through all those sleepless hours and then not being productive, or all this, there were lots of ups and downs, and then not able to visit family sometimes, or there are a lot of things, just life happens. And then you lose a family member, you can't visit because either you don't have money or your visa status doesn't allow you to go. So those are some of these stressful times when I couldn't manage, and then I said, okay, I need to do something, and somebody suggested, it was my good husband Dinesh, who said, hey, I think you need to start running. So that's when I started running. And when I started running, I think it helped me a lot to connect with the nature and do something different. And I truly admire US nature. I mean, in India, I don't think I've ever explored the nature so much, even though it's beautiful. I know back home, I explored it here and I started running. And then somehow Greg also started running with me, and we both connected. It's a lot of hard work, just keeping motivated, or ourselves to run those miles, and do it as a, what do you say, do it as a schedule. It somehow we both have found our stride together. We did it, we enjoyed, and now I think it's just something we miss if we don't do it together. And I think Greg and I use it as our personal therapy session, free therapy session, one-on-one. We talk about world's problems, philosophy, spiritualism, you name it. And then at the end of our run, we feel enlightened, actually, it feels like we have solved all these problems. And without even spending a dime. So it's something that I've truly enjoyed, and I think we are running tomorrow together too, right? Yes. So I really, I think running and our friendship together has enriched not only our lives, but our extended family. Everybody in my house knows Greg, and I think in his family too. And my children know Greg as well, and Ojas, my son, calls Greg anytime he has any problems with his bicycle or his running or his, he updates his running. He's a cross-country runner in Carmel High, and he keeps telling, and he updates his Strava, and he said, oh, Mr. Massey ran 6.5 miles today. I think I'll do better than him. So we have this great friendship going, and we've known, and I think Greg has seen my children also being born. So, yes, and it's just, I cannot imagine my life here in US without Greg.
Uh-huh.
That's,
Something we can do in different roles is we're mostly grandparents here, and these people who are first generation in the United States, their parents are thousands of miles away, so their children have no local grandparent figures. That's something we can do for them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know that our friendship and friendships like ours could like bring about world peace, or even, I'm hoping that enough of it could diffuse the anti-immigrant and the hate that's so much of it in our culture. I think it's a great start anyway. Last question, is there anything we can do for your Hindu community or for other immigrant groups living near us? Closing comments here.
yeah. So Hinduism is not a religion, it's a culture. So we bring our culture here. We follow our traditions, and we have a Hindu temple here on German Church Road. We try to follow our rituals. We have a weekly, the temple is open to anybody who wants to learn what Hinduism is all about. We celebrate festivals together. We are part of the community. We also are part of the soup kitchen volunteering. We give back to the community. We are able to do various things as like food drive. We are also, we are just not part of the, we just don't belong to the Hindu religion or culture, as I said. We are part of the American diaspora now. So we want to live as Americans do, enrich our lives through America here, and be part of the American community, and not just, if we had to live as ourselves as Hindus, then probably, maybe India was just there for us. But here, if I think there is a saying, Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. This is a Sanskrit saying which says that we as Hindus believe that we want to peacefully coexist with the world here, and we want to live peacefully and also bestow happiness and peace to everybody that we live with. That's all we hope for. Namaste.
Namaste. Wow.